Hey everyone, and welcome to Conquer the Mirror Demon. My name is Tanja Andersen, and I am the host on this amazing summit. And today we have a special guest with us, and his name is Tarek Bibi. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you so much, Tanya. I appreciate the opportunity.
You're most welcome. So why I picked Tarek was one of my friends sent him over to me, and I was seeing him on his webpage. And when I read his story around who he is, the first thought I get in me was so amazing to meet a man that is so connected with his spirituality, who he is, where he has been, where he's going, and also his emotions. He is a strong leader and really master his emotions and talk about it with so much power, honesty, and being authentic. And right now in life, it's not often I meet kind of men like that. So that's why I was reaching out to him, because he gets to share his voice on the summits. And he is a man that really can inspire other men to connect with their hearts and be who they're meant to be. So that's why I reaching out to you. Now you know that, my friend, why I picked you.
Tanya. Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about who you are, because you align with your you are working with manifestations, more finance abundance, and owning your owning who you are, your value and your worth. So tell us a little bit about who are you exactly.
Yeah, thank you. And I just want to share with our audience that my intention is to leave you in a better version of yourself by the time we're done this call, that you're more empowered, more activated, more inspired, more motivated. We're both fire signs here, so you're going to leave with more fire before you leave the call. So I take people's time and energy very valuable, and I want to make sure I'm adding value to your call, to the audience, so that they leave better than they came into the call. So, and I forgot the question.
Tell us a little bit about like your business, what you're doing for really serving and changing people's life.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she was trying to understand what I do. And it's very simple. Every time I figured out something, I want to share it. If you discovered a new song, a new artist, and you love it, it's very natural for humans to go, watch this movie, watch this documentary, check this out. So I do the same thing with the accomplishments that I've done. So if I have been able to reach a place of peace within my being when I was in a place of torment and self-hate, through forgiveness, I then started sharing the forgiveness process in almost every session in the last 15 plus years, because I've seen how it transformed my life, took me from victim to conscious co-creator. And I couldn't find any job that really felt good for me. And when I discovered healing, I was like, wow, okay, there's a way to win the game of life. When you find your purpose, it's way better than when you do a job you don't love. So ever since then, 15 years of helping people find their purpose and passion in this life. And then as an entrepreneur, the game of the entrepreneur game is really challenging. The money game is really challenging. And when I figured out the money game, I mean, there's so much more to learn, but at least hitting a goal that I had of 6 figures. And when I had a goal of, thanks. When I figured that out, I was like, okay, now let me share this with everyone else. And a lot of my clients are women healers, and they hit the 6-figure mark within 2 to 3 months, because, we're clearing what's in the way, and we know the blueprint. So and then music is something I'm very passionate about. I grew up in the 80s, and rap and rock music were the big genres. And I'm really a wordsmith at heart. I'm really a poet. I love channeling poetry. I love writing rap songs. Not the rap that you hear in the radio. That's crap. That's very, very, very different than how it started. But with a political message, with a spiritual message, with a uplifting message, with a message that can make people cry and get inspired. So I still create that music. A lot of my audience, they don't like rap, but when they hear my message, they like the songs.
It is. Thank you for sharing. And it's very interesting, because when we have like sometimes judgment towards or have our own opinion toward. Also, when you say rap, I have like already like 10 pictures about what is rap, and that is not the reality. Rap can be many things, as you also share, and it's so important we get to be curious on ourselves when we experience words, like going on adventure, because most things in life is a lie we're living in because we have no clue if that is the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know rap is powerful because it's the next generation's favorite music genre, and it's all over the world. You can go to the poorest part of the world, the richest part of the world, you'll find graffiti, breakdancing, people freestyling, rapping. So at least I create that music for myself first, but then a lot of my clients send it to their children, they listen to it, so it's reaching people in a way that maybe healing, if I do a healing session on a video, it might not reach so many people, but when I do a song and I put healing in the song, it reaches more people.
Yeah, true. So the topic, Tarak and me, we will talk about, please support my friend, is thriving abundantly as a
heart-centered entrepreneur.
Okay, that is our topic today. So before we are sharing into that, I would like to know like a piece of you, like where you was in challenge moment, like in the past. So let's go back in the past and sharing a piece of you before you really shift in your life to become who you are right now.
Yeah, the one that pops to mind is really just getting fired from all the jobs here in Toronto. My heritage is Lebanese, Syrian. We immigrated to Canada when I was 17. I had, a lot of anger from childhood, getting bullied in school. All my class making fun of me when a boy turns into a man. Our voice kind of goes like this for a little bit. So it just stayed for a long time. It didn't just last a few days or weeks. It just stayed for a very long time. So I had the whole classroom just kind of making fun of me, calling me Mickey Mouse because of my voice. So that was very humiliating, and it felt very ashamed. And I had a lot of confidence, like I didn't care, but obviously some part of me cared. But then fast forward to 25, I'm drinking a lot of alcohol. I'm, smoking a lot of weed. I'm getting into fights every now and then, just trouble, just angry, still having a good heart, but just getting into a lot of trouble and abusing my body because I started hating myself. I was punishing myself with alcohol and bad foods and smoking cigarettes. And one morning the sun was coming up, all my friends are passed out on the couch, and it's the next day and I'm still smoking and drinking. And then I felt my heart was going to stop. I wasn't afraid of dying. I was afraid of wasting my life. And I prayed to God, source, universe, to give me a second chance. And my heart started beating. And then ever since then, it just kind of, it's like a brand new opportunity to live life, like reborn in a way. And, discovered spirituality, discovered my purpose, did a lot of forgiveness work, and I feel more on my path, more alignment. And then every opportunity I can to help someone kind of inspire them to follow their mission and path that feels fulfilled for them. I spend a lot of my time, whether I'm at an event or even in an Uber taxi, I'm talking to the guy about what their passions are. I really genuinely love sharing and inspiring.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, here I am today. I created my own infinity healing modality that's been voted one of the most powerful modalities because
before we're sharing about that, my friend. Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing a piece of you. Is when you share that, I could really see, as you may know, like about sign, what you call like a line, what you call like star signs. Yeah, exactly. Like I was also very like connected with my anger, was very like big drama queen, a lot of like, I would like to put me in a situation where it was a little bit dangerous. I was seeking dangerous thing. And it's just so interesting because as we also would believe, we also will share that a little bit like, what is all that about? Because anger is one of the 6 ground feelings as we human have, as anger is a powerful force to learn to step into and learn to embrace and take action from there. So from that point where you are in the past, when was the point where you choose to shift your life, like the big like aha moment, like the light was coming?
Yeah. So in that moment when I thought I was going to die, that was one of my biggest ahas. And I felt like I was given a second chance at life. And I then became vegetarian, and I stopped smoking, and I stopped doing drugs, and I, haven't had a fight since physically. And I started doing a lot of healing work, and it led me to discovering healing modalities. And I started a business, and I met my ex-wife at the time, who believed in me and helped guide me to starting my practice. And and there's been several kind of adventures and journeys, and the right people came along. Some mentors came to support me and help me with the financial stuff and owning my value and charging my worth. And I went from being broke and on government assistance to hitting 10,000 in a 10-month period, having a Leo mentor, because you guys are just play it big. Yeah, so I feel that's helped me help others more.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, what is one of your adventure that was really like your shift? Like one of mine is in 2013, where I let go of my anxiety pill down in the toilet. I was shifting my whole life and put my things in a home and traveling to Borneo for the first time. My English was so badly compared to now. I was living in the jungle for 3 months, working with sun bears. And when I saw a bear with an Gutuk in the eyes, he was blind, he was bad skin, he has a small body because he has grown into the small cage. He come from a family or from human. I get the biggest justice feeling in my whole being I've never experienced before. And that was the first time I really get connected with what is my vision for life. So that was really like a big adventure, a shifting point in my life to let go of some of the suffering I was in.
Beautiful. That's a great story. Yeah, I would say like I felt a lot of anger from my past, and I feel there was a time where I reached out to people from school, and and even my father. I love him, he loves me, and he was doing his best to raise me to be a very strong man, and was very sensitive and delicate, still am. And I created a story that said my father hates me because of the intensity, even though he was doing his best. I created that. And so I had to reach out and say, I forgive you for, for being tough on me. And I forgive myself for thinking that you hated me. So I think the biggest game changer was to confront and to forgive, external and internal. And then it became a game of forgiveness. What else did I do that I stole money from my parents when I was a kid. So I was like, please forgive me for that. I, broke some women's hearts because I wasn't communicating openly or whatever. So I reached out to them and forgave them. So it became the forgiveness game that really cleared a lot of the bad karma that I had created.
Oh my God.
And, I reached out to an ex-girlfriend. I said, sorry, there was this one time I kissed another girl. She said, don't worry, I also did something. So we cleared.
We are source of everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
When you talk about forgiveness, it's very interesting because as I see it's also connected to the topic, it's really like throwing abundantly as an entrepreneur, heart entrepreneur. How did you learn to forgive? For me in the past, when I learned it, I was just like, you get to earn my trust before I giving you my forgiveness. That was very for ego based. It's not like that in the past now, but in the past it's just like, you get to earn it before I giving it to you.
Yeah, I get it. I felt guided by whether it's guides, angels, or my own intuition, because I was going on a downward spiral. Like it was close to that time with the heart attack, or that what I thought was a heart attack was really a heart spasm. I felt then, okay, I need to do something. What's causing this self-hate? What's causing me to punish my body?
Mm.
It's holding on to not forgiving. So sometimes that pride that, Leos have a lot of pride, and they fire signs, we just, Aries want to go to war and battle. We don't want to
Oh
forgive.
my
So
God.
yeah, so it's more challenging for us. And so I did the whole, let's go to war, let's go to battle, let's hold the grudge. And it was destroying me. It was killing me on the inside. So I had almost no choice but to
Mm.
go, what anger am I holding on to? Who do I need to forgive in order to
Mm.
let this go? And ever since then, all my relationships with all these different people became so much closer.
Mm.
And I love sharing that story because some people have terrible relationships with their parents and it stays that way.
Mm.
Sometimes their parents die and they still hate
Oh
their
my God.
parents. So I love my story because it shows that through misunderstandings and differences in personalities, you can gain closure and also become really close as a family. So not everyone has done that step, and I love inspiring people to know there can be a happy ending with that.
Mm. And you are a perfect example for that, to really like really embrace it and show people the path on how that can look like.
Yeah.
And so you have touched a little bit point on, so a little bit short around what was the 3 key in your life where that's really making the change for you. Like for me, there was like having coach, be volunteers, and sell everything I own. That
Wow.
was my 3 key that really big a huge shift in my life.
Wow. That's extreme. I love it. I would say definitely forget. So I have the 5 F's. So definitely one of the F words. The good F word is forgiveness. So I would love to leave the audience with, who do you feel you need to forgive, and what do you need to forgive yourself for? So forgiveness of others, forgiveness of self. That's game changer. Then I would say fulfillment from your purpose. So if you're in a career or job that doesn't feel fulfilling, this is a game of life. And if you're playing the game of life, you might as well choose something that's fulfilling for you.
Mm.
So the second point would be finding what fulfills you, whether it's in a job. Ideally, it'd be great to have a job where you're fulfilled from it. At least if it's not in a job, what do you find fulfilling outside of your job? You come back home, you love music, you love, creativity, fashion, whatever it is. Find a way to feel fulfilled. Family could be fulfillment. Maybe I need to add family to the F words. And then I'd say financial abundance, which is connected to freedom. So those both
Yeah.
F words. You get freedom from living your purpose. You get freedom from having more financial abundance.
Yeah.
And those are the keys that I'm here to help people with.
Beautiful. I'm curious to know, you have shared, and in our beautiful intro call before this interview, we was touching point on why to be entrepreneur is a spiritual game. Can you touch point around why that is?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say negative things about money, but really, if you take money away and starting today, hugs are the new currency, let's say. The same problems we had with money, where it's like, oh, no, I just want to give hugs. I don't want to receive hugs. That's a spiritual thing we need to clear within our psyche, giving
Oh,
and not receiving. Over giving, this is a very fire sign thing. We give so much. Are we receiving as much? So
yeah.
so maybe there's a receiving block. That is a spiritual thing. A lot of women get heart attack, breast cancer, because they're giving more than they're receiving. It's
I
all
did not know that.
energetic circulation. So that is a spiritual game. Forget money, it's a spiritual game. Receptivity, self-worth is part of the spiritual game. How worthy do you feel inside of your being? How much are you charging your worth? Are you claiming your worth? Are
Mm.
you believing in yourself, having the confidence, are you playing the game small and only saying, okay, I have enough money to pay for my house and bills? Or are you dreaming bigger and thinking, okay, I want to donate to the charities and the organizations that are doing great work? So if you're only taking care of yourself in survival, that's selfish. If you're saying, I'm going to make all this extra money so I can give back to causes that I care about, now you're becoming used to make a bigger difference. Yeah.
So beautiful. I'm curious to know, and I also believe the audience, something the audience I experience is really, they have a challenge on really owning the value and the worth, and what is it exactly. So they have a challenge in really step into what is the worth they have and the value to give. So how can a person to really own who they are with it?
Yeah, I love that question, Tanya. And I always say your worth is infinite. There's no amount of money that someone can give you that will match your value. Your value truly is infinite. And the only difference is there's someone in the world right now, Tanya, who says, oh, Tanya, you want to do a session with me? It's $1 million an hour. And they receive that because they're claiming that value. They know that that 1 hour is going to change the person's life, and they've done enough self-work to believe in themselves and claim it. And then there's someone who could have the same amount of value or even a more valuable thing and only pay what you can, donation, $100 an hour. So it's not about the value. And especially I'm here to support those who have the most valuable things, healers, artists, those people have the highest value, I feel. If you save someone's life, if you can give them peace, if you can inspire them through art, but those people charge the least amount of money.
Oh, interesting. Oh, definitely. Like a conservist, as we also talk about, I also see them as a healer because they're more like focused on healing the nature and the animals, and they are not really giving this to themselves.
Yeah. So it really starts with selfish. Sometimes it's a bad thing, but if you don't fill your cup and you're giving from an empty cup, that's called being a martyr. It's like we learned it usually from our moms or maybe sometimes our dads, where they give, and they forget about themselves. That's not the way to do it. In 2023, we need to step into our king energy, queen energy, where we fill our cup and we receive as much as we give, and we give from our overflow. When we feel good giving.
We take the drops on the side of the glass, not in it, on it.
Yeah, the extra, and here you go. Exactly. I like that.
There was a coach that said to me, Tanja, you don't take your hands in the cup, you get dirty, you take it on the give, like
on the side, and you give it. There you go. I like that.
Yeah. It's a good example is really like, I cannot care for you, Tarak, if I not care for myself, because where do I know where I'm coming from, and what is care for myself mean exactly? I get to learn that in my worst day, like in my darkest moment, when I choose to be a victim or choose to be victim by my own action, I need to learn and know how do I care for myself there. On that point, I also know what care means, where I'm really coming from when I care for you. That is really true care when it's come from be, do, and have, like, give it forward.
Yeah, 100%.
So I know you have a free gift to the dear audience.
Yes, I do. So I am a conscious rap artist. So like, I'll just do a little sample of one of my raps. I have a rap where I go, I believe in just one thing, infinite abundance for all beings, so we can live like kings and queens, doing what makes our hearts sing. I believe in the new currency of trust and of equality for my brothers and sisters, because we all came here to be. So it's really positive things.
I was like, what am I going to rap?
Yeah, you felt it?
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? It's like, oh, he's rapping. I was like, wow.
So
it was like an ice break for me. It's like, what is happening now?
So I want to gift you your audience a whole album. I have 5 albums under Indigo Prophet. If you type in Indigo Prophet, there's on all streaming platforms. You can receive my album. I'm just about to release a new one. We're doing a Leo song, a song about Leos this Friday. I'd love to send it to you when it's done.
Yes, please.
Yes. And in this songs, we put a lot of healing activations. So we have a new one for Divine Masculine. It's a song, an anthem for the Divine Masculine. We have a song called the Goddess Anthem. And all of these, they activate the inner archetypes or the empowerment needed. And so each song has a different healing. And if you go to Tarek BB, TAREK BIBI.com.
Yeah, like audience, when you can see his name like there in his screen as a just
Exactly.
.com. Yeah.
Exactly. .com. Thank you. Slash gifts. GIFTS. Gifts.
And what was the gift code again?
It's as soon as you go to that link, you can get everything.
Okay. They don't get to put like a code in on the.
You put your name and email, and then it gives you access to the album. There's like a DNA activation. There's a manifest financial abundance MP3. There's like 10 gifts on that page, and they're game changers. Manifest anything now. We had over 200,000 views on YouTube for that video. So just manifest anything. I like to listen to it before I get out of bed. A few minutes before you get out of bed, think of one thing you want to manifest. It
is powerful to have something in the ears, songs, motivations that is really like, it is going on a deeper level that there is unscribable what songs and what motivation can do when you will listen to it.
Yes. And it's powerful, and unfortunately with rap music they're turning it into something very toxic and negative, but it's really meant to be something positive and inspiring and motivating. So we're keeping it alive.
So when they sign up to a gift code, they also get connected to the work we have just shared, correct? They also get like other amazing stuff from your work, so they will can learn like this topic we're talking about, thriving abundance as entrepreneur,
heart-centered entrepreneurs. Instead of just saying entrepreneurs, it's a heart-centered entrepreneur. It's a tricky word. It's heartrepreneur. say that 10 times.
Oh my god, my mind just like, what is that word? Oh my god. So they also get connected with that, correct? When this going to
every week, I like to create a YouTube video. I just tune into the collective and my audience, and I'm like, what exactly are they help with? And everything on my social media, everything I put out is there to make you a better version, have your life be better. So I don't like to waste people's time and energy. A lot of it is there to inspire and motivate, activate.
I love it. And to you, dear audience, where do you get connected with Tarak? Is when you go back to newsletter, there is all the social media link to his work, and also the free gift if you think God get it in this interview. And also when you go below this video, it is also there. So the last word for you, Tarak, to the audience, what will that be?
Well, I would love to conclude with an infinity healing. So by saying yes, you're allowing Source, God, Universe to activate you. So the best thing I can share is that infinity healing. So would you like Source, God, Universe to connect to you intentionally and release something that wants to be released, and reactivate something that wants to be reactivated, so you can be the best version of yourself? If you'd like that, just say yes.
Yes.
Yes,
please.
And just tune into the energy, see what starts to shift, and trust that this is even though it sounded very short, but it's very powerful because of the intention behind it. And that's what I'd like to leave you guys with is I really believe I stand for freedom, empowerment, and sovereignty, and nothing outside of us has power over us. We're here as conscious creators, as a spark of the divine. We have rights to live our life how we want to live it, as long as we're not harming another person. And right now there's a lot of darkness and division. So where can we unite? Where can we take our power back? What can we be here on this planet? What can we do here on this planet that is, for every problem in this earth, one of us has a solution. So find one problem like you're doing, like I'm doing, and be the change for that problem, and offer the solution, and just keep doing it.
Thank you so much, Tarak. And thank you so much, dear audience, for watching and be a part of this amazing movement and interview. So I will invite you to go back and get access to his freebie. And Tarak, thank you so much for being a blessing in my life. And for the audience, it is so amazing to get connected with you. It is like a flow in our conversations, and that is the biggest gift we are creating together. So thank you so much, my love.
Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate you.
Likewise. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing day.